Hello everyone. Please look at the screen. There are hundreds of particles glowing, colored, moving in every direction and spawning from a single point, fading out and disappearing. It happens endlessly. Every single one of those particles is a JavaScript object. It has its own position, its own speed, its own color, and its own lifespan. An array holds them all. A loop creates one every frame, updates every existing one, and removes the one that have faded out. That is the whole system here. The objects, arrays, a loop, and a canvas. Once you understand these effects, you can build different types of particle effects like fire cracking, rain effects, sparks, and the confetti effects, things like that. You can see in the modern browser these kind of animations. They all run on this exact pattern, just different kind of styles. That's all. So that is what we are going to build today. Welcome to Scratch Talk. Today we are going to build a basic particle system. This is the initial stage of the browser output before adding the JavaScript part. This is just a container and it has no animations. So now let's go directly to the JavaScript part, and I'm going to do only the logical version. I'm not going to repeat the sections that we did already in the previous problems or previous videos. Those are just repeating things. For example, this resize canvas function. This is one of the repeated things, so I am not going to do that. So let's start with the main thing. I have created a array called colors. This has the type colors we are going to use to create the particles. And before all that, I am going to create a new array called particles, and I will keep it empty because this is the array where the creator articles is going to fill after when we write the logic. So now we will write the logic for how to create the particle. So I am writing a function called create particle. Inside that I am going to create multiple particle values, and I am going to push those values into the particle array. So particles push, it will be pushed into the array, and write the function and write the object, things that are necessary to create the array, particles array. So inside that we will write the values, individual values. We will have x coordinate for the canvases width divided by 2, because we are going to center the particle. In y, the same, canvases height here. Canvases height divided by 2. Sorry, here comma should come, not column. And then this is a ball round object, so it will have a radius. So for that I am using math random method. I am going to multiply this value by 6 plus 2, and then we have the horizontal speed, that is the speed in the x direction. For that I am using the same math method, math random value subtracted with 0.5, and it is multiplied with 6, and then the speed in y direction. It is also same method, same math random, it is subtracted with 0.5 and multiplied with 6, and then I am creating another value called alpha and giving it 1. This is for the visibility. The object originates from the center and it fades away as it moves away from the origin. So for that I will use this. And now for the selection of the color, I'm going to use a different method. I'm going to select the color from the colors array using the math method. Math floor of math random multiplied with length of the colors array length. So now all the values required values are calculated. Now the particle will be created. Now we have to update that particle to the screen. So for that I am writing a function called update particles. Here to update that, we have to repeat that loop for certain period of time. So I am using for loop. I am giving condition let I initial value equal to particle length minus 1, that is length of the particle array minus 1, and it should stop when I is greater than or equal to 0, and it should decrement with my 1. So that's all. Now we have to write the next thing, that is the whole logic thing. So for loop, when the certain condition is met, it should create a particle P according to the particles index, and then we have to update all the values, the x coordinate, y coordinate, alpha and other radius. Particles x value is updated with the previous value of speed x, p dot speed x, and then y coordinate same, added with p dot speed y, and then we have the alpha. P alpha is subtracted with 0.015, and then we have the radius value is also multiplied with the previous value with the multiplier 0.995, and then for the other thing, we have to do separate the splice method. If p dot alpha's value is less than or equal to 0, and second condition is and radius value is less than 0.5, we have to splice the particles array. Particle dot splice from the index number to the first digit, so the first number. So that's all. Now updating the particle is done. Now we have to draw those particles in the browser. For that I am creating a function called draw particles. Inside that I am selecting for each of the particle element in the particle array. For each the parameter is without the parameter, I am writing a function with parameter p. We have to save the previous ctx values. So ctx dot save. This is the first step, and then I'm declaring another global alpha. That means the visibility in global level. Global alpha is t dot alpha. Next, now I am going to begin the path. ctx begin path. Now we will draw the circles. That is, the particles are in a circular shape. So now we are going to draw the circle here. ctx arc, it should have the values particles x coordinate, particles y coordinate, particles radius, and the starting angle is 0, and the radius is math pi value, that is circumference to multiply by 2, so that gives the diameter. So that's all. Now we have the arcs values. Now I'm using same ctx. I'm giving the color for this. Fill style, use the particles color, and give the particles blur shadow, shadow blur, value as some 15, and then it should also have a shadow color, value as the particle same color, particles color. And then we have to fill the ctx, that is fill the color, fill the particle, and then restore the previous particles to that, restore. And then we have to loop all these again and again inside the canvas. So we have to write the next function to loop all these functions again and again. So to loop, I'm writing a function called animate. Inside that I am creating initial value, ctx fill style. I'm using RGB value for the color, 2, 6, 23 and 0.19. So we have the initial color. Now we have to fill the color box, that is the rectangular box inside which the loop will be created. So ctx fill rect, inside that I am writing the values 0, 0, second value, the x coordinate and the y coordinates. Now we should have the width and the height. So for width, canvas dot width, and for the height we have canvas's height. Now we have to use all the functions we written above, that is create the particle, update the particle, and then draw the particle. And then we should also change the text content, that is how many particles are created. For that we should change the text content of the counter to length of the particles or particles array, particles dot length. And then I am using request animation frame method and use the function animate to animate everything. So everything is completed. Now to start the animation, I am calling the animate function. That's all. So everything is written. So now let's go to the browser. When I click reload, see there is some kind of issues. Give me a moment, I will just fix it. Now I have fixed the errors. That is some small syntax errors, that's all, because of some missing semicolon, that's all. When I click reload, see the particles are working, and the number of particles created in the array is 66. It is also being calculated. Shows the length of the particles array. See, the particles are creating from a source, and it fall outwardly scatters, and it vanishes after its limit is reached. As you can see, I don't know if it is visible on the screen, but in your phone screen or in your laptop screen or on the video, for me, from my naked eyes, I can see a small rectangular box surrounding this scattering zone. This is separate container, and this is the CTX here. So that is what's happening here. So this is how the modern animations are created, like exactly this particle system. It is used in modern games too, like in when we fire a person in shooting games, the firing effects, things like that will create or creator using this method. So this is a useful method you can use in your web development too. So yeah, that is it for today, and I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and share the video and reach more audience. Please do leave some comments to know more about if you have any doubts, you can ask that, or give any suggestions what I can do. So yeah, please do, I will meet you guys in the next session. Thank you. Have a nice day.